Shell catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out lift up when you take off, how you did that? You put switches up on your blinkies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that? I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that? That look like a brand new booty, how you did that? You got face stones and over watch it, how you did that? You hit some skeletons in your closet, why you did that? How you yelling slash slash, how I kill a cat, yeah. Hopping around in the two to make big pillows in the back. Too many rounds in the Philly, AK, someone gon' get wet. How you gon' get me when you still on me? How you gon' do that? Snatch the Ruger bag, give a nigga yak attack.
Time to put that phone down.
Hello, Easter Bunny Hotline. Church Mother speaking. How may I help you?
So when he calls me, I'm just in oh, thank you, boom. Appreciate that. But so when he calls me, I'm laying in the ICU, just laying there 5 o'clock in the morning in the lobby. Nobody's there but me. I answer the phone. He was like, I'm up all hours of the night because he was in the hospital for his treatments or whatever it was. And so he was like, I felt you needed somebody to take your mind off of some shit. And I said, you know what? Actually, I do. And that's how that happened. And Nika gave him my phone number.
So I was over there, Sean. I missed what he was talking about with Jay Wilson, but something happened with Jay Wilson, and Sean called Jay Wilson out on some bullshit. Jay Wilson, I guess, went live earlier today and was talking shit about somebody, and he went live to address Jay Wilson. Then he ended up talking about Lady Nika and James in the situation with the phone calls, because supposedly. Now, last night, Shala was tired too, so I don't know. James said that he never gave out his phone number. And Sean said that James lied on him when he made it seem like Sean gave him his phone number, because Sean said how James got his phone number is through Nika. Nika is the reason how James got Sean's phone number. And I think Sean said that James called him, and this was around the time when Sean was dealing with his son and stuff like that, going through the illness that they had to go through and all that stuff. And that's when James had called him. And how he got his phone number is through Nika. He never gave James his phone number, and he said James lied about that. And I think he said last night when he said that it was a lie. He said that hopefully Nika will come out here and clarify that, because he did not give James his phone number. Call who first then, Lady Nika, in the chat, if you don't mind typing it. Who called who first? Did Sean call James first, or did James call Sean first? Who called who first? Because that seems to be the disagreement into this whole who called who first and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nika says correct. What's correct?
That she gave you Sean number.
That's a lie. How many times we gonna tell this story? Sean's child and I were in the hospital at the exact same time. July 28th. We were both in the hospital at the same time. Nika contacted me and asked me, could she give Sean my number so that Sean could call? He was calling her, talking to her. She was walking with him. He was sitting in the hospital. That child was dying. We've told this story 900 times. She went in, she asked for the permission, she gave him the number. Sean called me. I was sitting in Allegheny General Hospital here in Pittsburgh.
Well,
now, how many times we're going to tell the story and how many times we're going to change it? You really believe that I sat in there in my first round of chemo, picking up a phone call with Sean Bradley? About what?
He told the story earlier today on his live, because last night.
So you didn't remember the original story?
Yeah.
You don't forget nothing.
when you told the story, but he just wanted to come live to clarify it because he said that he didn't call you, is what he said.
So what do
So
you believe at this point? Do you really believe that I was sitting in my first round of chemo call with Sean, looking for Sean's phone number?
I ain't in this, mother. Ain't got nothing to do with me. All I know is from the story that you told, it's always been the same. All I know is he told his story too, and Lady Nika, it's the same old thing. Where this? Oh, hold on, Lady Nika, this you because I ain't putting out the banner.
It's me. I
So
only
you're
believe
saying I asked you
and
for
the
his
one
number,
thing
Nick?
that I got to say is I was the one that hooked them up. Okay, that much I do remember. I remember I'm the one that did the hooking them up.
You did. You did.
Okay,
And
so what y'all want me to do from this point on?
Well, but
he
no,
just said that he wanted you
the
to clarify. He said he
no.
wanted
What
you
the
to clarify.
wait a minute, pizza, Nika. The
Uh-huh.
issue is we're trying to push me into that I'm a liar, that I asked for some of y'all's number. I ain't asked for none of y'all's number. I never asked you for
I
Sean
never.
Bradley's
Have you
number.
ever heard me say I asked
I
you?
know, I know, but that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. So
okay.
this is
I'm
what
just
why
letting
we're
you know
here.
that I've always said that I'm the one that did the hooking you and Sean up. I do
Absolutely.
remember you were in the hospital at that time, and he was in the hospital seeing about his son.
Right. And it was
And I
in the middle
asked
of
you
the
that I
night.
give Sean your number. Did I not?
Asked me if you could give Sean my number.
Yes.
Right. And I told you yes.
Okay. Well,
Because that but we I mean that was the only that's it. That's the discrepancy right there. I didn't want to go any further because everything that I say, they take it and they move it to be something else. But he was calling you in the middle of the night while he was sitting in that hospital at 3 and 4 and 2:30 in the morning, and I was woke. That was the rest of the conversation. Do you not remember that?
yeah, I remember
Because
that.
you said you told James be up in the middle of the night and James will be able to talk to you. When Sean Bradley called me on the phone, the first thing he said, Nika went ahead, gave me the number, and I called because I'm just going through so much. I just need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to make me laugh. Do you remember that?
I remember you telling me that that's what he said.
I don't have any reason to lie about any of that.
Okay, so where
Everything that I
I lied
did for that boy, huh?
where I lied it is.
You didn't. You just came here and just told the truth.
Okay, so
The lie is coming out of Sean's mouth. Sean did a
okay.
video
I thought
earlier
somebody
today,
was
and that's what
calling me a
Pizza's
lie.
saying. No, Pizza was saying that. Tell her, Pizza, what you said that Sean said. I don't want to quote what he said because I didn't watch the video. Pizza.
Yeah. I was over there in his live. He was talking about Jay Wilson, and then he went into what happened last night on my live when it was the conversation about the phone calls, and he wanted you to just come and verify that he did not.
I'm the one that gave X James. Could I give Sean number to him? That's what I did. I asked. I'm the go between the two of them.
Yeah, and he's saying that he didn't ask for James' phone number, is what he said.
He didn't ask me to go get James' number. I did that on my own. So he's not lying either. I'm the
Yeah,
one
that's
that
why he
asked.
wanted you to come in. But he did say that James called him because he was dealing with his dying son.
Okay, well, all I can
Adrian,
clarify is Sean didn't ask me to get a number out. I'm the one that took it upon myself because I knew both of them were up at night and I was working at that time, so I couldn't really stay up all night. So what I did was I asked James, is it okay if I give Sean Bradley your number? Because it was known what was going on with him on the streets. That was it. I'm the one that asked James to do that. Ain't no reason for me to lie. And Sean did not ask me to do that. I did that on my own. Because back then me and Sean was real close. And I was very concerned about him. And I didn't want him sitting up in that hospital at night by himself going through what he was going through. At the same time, I liked James back then. And I didn't want him to be up by himself thinking about what he was up in there for. Because he was in the hospital for his treatments. So, what's the problem here?
Ain't no problem if they tried to lie on me. Try to say what I said was a lie, which wasn't no lie. That my statement was that I ain't never asked for none of y'all's phone number. And I didn't. And I did not call Sean Bradley first. So there it is.
Okay, so now that I done clarified, is anything else I need to clarify? Sean
Pizza.
didn't ask for his number. I did that on my own, and I did the go between for
And
that.
I don't think you did anything wrong with that. That wasn't anything wrong. That was actually a very nice gesture of you. And I can't believe we're actually here with this bullshit, but that was a nice gesture of you. I don't know. I can't debate what y'all's conversation was because I wasn't part of that conversation. All I know is I ain't never took no phone number and picked up no phone and called Sean Brad. Hey, this is James. No, I didn't do that. James, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I was sitting there and it was like, this is Sean. Nika said it was okay. Nika gave me the number, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, so that's what I was saying.
In the spirit of maliciousness. So
well, no, we wasn't being malicious with each other back then. We didn't even know each other. There was nothing malicious about any of that time period at all. Everything we did out of actually building friendship with each other. No one was moving maliciously about anything back then. That's all before. That's 6-7 months before we even went to, maybe more than that. 6-7 months before we went to Vegas the first time. We didn't have our problems until April of 2016. Before that, to my knowledge, there was nothing malicious going on or anything sideways behind the scenes.
No, it wasn't none of that. But Sean didn't ask me to ask for your number. I did that on my own. And
okay, and I don't have no problem with that because, again, I told you, yes, go on and give it to him. Again, this whole thing was about, the whole point of this was to try to make me look like a liar because I said I never asked for none of y'all's phone numbers. That's not a lie. I didn't ask for nobody's phone number. Came up because I was being painted to be a liar. So y'all, they can play any semantics they want and act like I'm stupid and I don't know what the fuck was being said. I was being painted to be a liar.
Okay, but have you not heard me tell this story?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
No, I'm saying we talked about this 100,000 times.
Right. This was for the benefit of pizza. This wasn't about me and you at all. This was about pizza and the spaceship.
Oh, okay. Well, let me turn my ass on down.
Exactly.
All right, I'm done.
So, pizza, did you get what you needed? Or are you still confused?
No, I wasn't ever confused. I said that Sean wanted Nika
She was
to
being
say
messy.
something about it. Yeah, I was being messy.
And I
I
can't
done
be messy
asked
too.
for 101 times. You know, I don't care. I know that this is the beefing sector and this is what it gives, but I done asked a million times. Just come to me and ask me something. Don't be messing with me because, see, this shit don't mean nothing to me because I'm tired of the repeat, rinse, repeat. These stories, these answers to anything y'all want to know is on these channels. I ain't took that down.
She'll catch up on the AR, how you did that? Track out, lift up when you take off, how you did that? You put switches up on your blinkies, how you did that? Your LV back turned to a legit, how you did that? I seen that duck turn to a Louis, how you did that?